thinking I might try to really expand the Xbox One collection, because there's a lot of cheap games and stuff for it. So, I don't know, we'll see. I think I'm going to, though. Not by a ton. I'm not saying like 100 games or nothing. Maybe like 50 or something. But, anyway. Let's get started. I'm gonna get the first one out of the way. The only game I have that doesn't have a case. Its actual case, I should say. Assassin's Creed Unity. This game's alright for an Assassin's Creed game. It's a step below most of the other ones. It's a bit glitchy, and it's just a little bit, I don't know, it doesn't suck or anything, but I think I had said I'm at a point where I downloaded one of the free DLCs, and it's sometimes hard, at least for me, to navigate the map, because I clicked on something I thought I was going to a mission, but it was a mission for the DLC, and now I have to do like a specific amount of the DLC just so I can go back to the regular part of the game. So I'm like, no, I'm not in the mood. Second game is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Love it. Did a review on it. I'm pretty sure I did a gameplay as well. I did do a review on this, right? I love this game. It has a reversible artwork, and it has Cassandra was her name, right? On the other side, this is Alexios. It's just a great game if you're into like Greek mythology and stuff. That also is beneficial for you. This game's huge. I think it might be the biggest game world ever. It's a massive game. It's almost intimidating how big it is. But you really, once you get into it and you're on your ship and you're going places and stuff, it's awesome. It looks incredible. It plays like Assassin's Creed game. Now it doesn't, I have to say, it's an Assassin's Creed game with just the name. I like other ones better than it. You know, like 2, Black Flag, and like 1 or 2 others. But as just an open world game, it's incredible. In my opinion, it loses some of what makes Assassin's Creed for sure. You don't do a ton of crazy climbing in this one. The Cult of Cosmos definitely adds that to it, that Assassin's Creed feel to it, but I would rank it lower as an Assassin's Creed game, but as an open world game, it's awesome. You know, it's a weird kind of, I know it kind of might sound weird, but it is really good. Assassin's Creed Origins, I have put about like 13 hours into this. It's good as well. Once again, another massive world. Although this is Origins, it really isn't, because Odyssey is before this, even though this obviously came out first. Maybe they just decided, well, let's go a little further back. It still is cool, though. This is another game that's gorgeous. Same thing, the combat's there and everything. It's just another good game. I need to play more of it, though, because it's another huge game world. And let me just get all the Assassin's Creeds out of the way. And here's Assassin's Creed Chronicles, which I showed last night in my special pickups video. Thank you again to Thomas for this. I can't wait to play more of it. Like I said, I played some of this one, India, but it's also China and Russia. So, I can't wait to play more. It's obviously different. This is like 2.5D type game. You know, it's not a huge open, it's not like an open world game, but it's still exciting to play. Thank you again. This one was from McLovin. This is awesome. I mean, if you're a Genesis fan, you pick up something like this, and I love the Sega Genesis. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite systems of all time. It might be my favorite. I always waffle back and forth between this and the Super Nintendo. It's got a ton of sick games on it. I'll be doing a gameplay of this next. This comes with a poster as well, which is cool. It's got Golden Axe and Streets of Rage on it. But it's got all 3 Shinobi games. It's got 3 Golden Axes. It's got a bunch of Sonics, Streets of Rage games, Shining Landstalker. Is Landstalker on here? Or was I wrong on that? Yes, Landstalker. A couple of Phantasy Stars, Vector Man games, Toe Jam and Earl games, so pretty much everything you'd want out of a Genesis compilation is on here. And if you're into the 16-bit era, just absolutely get it. And thank you again. There's Ukulele and the Impossible Layer. My fiance and I played some of this. She picked it up one day. It's a platformer made by some of the guys that were part of Rare. That worked on Banjo-Kazooie, and I'm pretty sure you have Grant Kirkhope doing the soundtrack. It's a cool little platformer. We haven't played a ton of it, but it's definitely pretty fun. It has a nice look to it, good music. Like I said, there's a lot of games I have to complete. The Walking Dead, the final season. I picked this up last year. Actually, it's almost been a year. Because I played the original one, season 1 a while back when it came out, 2012. I played the first episode of 2, but then didn't play any more of it until, September of 2019. They were all on Game Pass, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play through all seasons. I played through season 1, 2, 3, and this one wasn't on there. They actually have a huge compilation of all of them on one disc, I guess. And they have the artwork for this game, because this game looks significantly better than the other ones. It has a comic book look. It looks really good. And the other games, I think, they enhanced it so they look like that. But I use Clementine here. Clementine's in all the games. You use her from 2. I think you use her slightly in 3. I don't know for sure if you use her at all in 3. I can't remember. But I know you don't use her much if you do use her. I forget the guy you use. I can't remember his name. He's a former baseball player, though. But this is her story. She's older now, and now you're looking after, I can't remember his name either, but he was born in, season 2. What's his name? I can't remember their names. Clementine and, Lee are the 2 I remember. And Kenny. They're cool games. This one's great, too. I had to pick it up. And I like this season probably second to the first season. Just really cool. And I'm not even into the comics or the show, but the games I love. It's all about choices. You gotta make choices, and some people hate you, some people love you, and stuff like that. But it's really cool. Mafia 3. I was playing some of this and then I stopped. It's a cool open world game. Great soundtrack. It takes place in the 60s in Newport News, Louisiana. I'm pretty sure Newport News is not. It's supposed to be New Orleans. But you use Lincoln Clay. The beginning of this game is intense. You come back from Vietnam and you're doing stuff, and then you get screwed over, and it's intense, good, really great setup. One of the first missions is a bank heist where you blow up the ground to get underneath, and you're on a boat and stuff. It's a good game. I need to get back into this one as well. And it's other games, they gotta take over areas and stuff, and you gotta take out enforcers, I think, to get to the main dude. Kind of break down the area first and then get rid of the main guy, and then he passes it over to one of your allies. But it's cool stuff. All this stuff to collect records and stuff. Definitely a cool game. It didn't get bad reviews. People love the story and stuff because it is intense, and it has, you play as a black guy in the 60s, so it has, the racial elements as well. So the story is extremely intense. But a lot of people didn't like the gameplay as much, which I have no problem with the gameplay. To be honest with you, I think it's actually really good. Really good game, though. It's another one I gotta get back into. Mass Effect Andromeda. This is a game that kind of got shit on. I actually really enjoyed it. I put a lot of time into it, beat it. I kind of want to go back. There's a couple of extra things I can still do. It kind of sucks because I think there's supposed to be a DLC because you come in on an arc. This one takes place 500 years into the ships took off into hyperspace. Everybody was in like a cryo sleep during the events, I think, of 3. So they mention Shepard and stuff briefly, and there's like your father like knew him and or her, depending on if you use the female male Shepard. What's cool is it's siblings. I can't remember. There's Sarah is the one I used. I think her name was Sarah. Maybe the other one was named Scott. That's cool. The worlds are cool. You gotta like terraform the worlds and stuff. It's cool. And then like you'll build a couple of things or whatever, and then like there's like a little kind of like a small type city there and stuff. It's a really good game. I would recommend it. I guess a lot of fans of the series didn't like it. I thought it was good. It wasn't like, 2-level good or anything, but you're doing all that same stuff, mining planets, which is always fun, sending out probes and stuff. And you got your romance options and everything, but I like there's supposed to be DLC because there's arcs, that's what I was saying. And the one arc they could never find, but it's mentioned in the game that like at the end, like, oh, we got like a pulse or whatever, so they're still alive. I bet you that was supposed to be a DLC, but they never did it because I guess it didn't sell that well. But yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. Grab my piles. Here's a Man of Medan. Still shrink wrapped. A few of these are. Maybe other people did Until Dawn, so that's what had me interested in this. It's all about choice, and characters can live and die based on what you do. So it's a game I wanted to check out because I wanted to check out Until Dawn, but I don't have a PS4. So I'm happy to see this. And this is supposed to be like the first in like 6 or 8 games they're gonna make or something. Because it's the Dark Pictures anthology. So I'm looking forward to that. Whenever that I get to it. I'm gonna go Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I've played maybe like 8 hours of this. It looks great. It's pretty cool. I just lost interest at a point. This is another game that starts off hot. This is a game with another massive game world. But you also have Mother Base in this. It's called Mother Base or Outer Haven. Haven. I'm not super into the Metal Gear lore, but I know it's pretty insane. But spoilers, I know some of the spoilers from this already. There's spoilers on this if you haven't played it, but you're obviously Big Boss at this point. Are you? Yes, you are Big Boss at this point. But you get screwed, and then like there's a second guy, I guess, who they gave him a facelift, so you play as him, and then it's like weird. But it's cool. You can like recruit guys and stuff, and send them back to your off-sea base, and you gotta go into these areas and rescue people, or just do certain things and stuff. Like I said, it looks good, and it's it's a stealth game. I just, for whatever reason, lost interest in it. It's another game. I originally picked it up because it was like $7 new, like 3 years ago. But it does say Mother Base here. But I gotta get back into this too at some point. Here's Dead Rising, another one that I showed last night. Thank you again to Daniel for this one. I love Dead Rising. It's one of my favorite games ever. I can't wait to crack into it again because nostalgia is huge in this, and I just love the game in general. It's not like I play it for nostalgia. Like, I legitimately love the game, and the nostalgia is a bonus. It takes place in a mall and stuff. You're using the classic Frank West. I just can't wait to get back into this game, to be honest with you. I'll probably actually crack this open first at all sealed games. But yeah, definitely cool. The 360 version's not compatible with the Xbox One, so you have to get like the Xbox One. Because I did that with all of them. They did it with Dead Rising 2 and Dead Rising 2. Because you use Chuck Green in the second one, and then they made another one, the same game, where you just use Frank West. Because people are like, why aren't we using Frank West? I think Chuck Green's one of the psychos. And off the record, Dead Rising 2 off the record, Chuck Green's one of the psychos. I like Chuck Green. He was no Frank West, but Dead Rising 2 is still cool. And 3 is actually this is my favorite, but 3 is, in my opinion, the best of the Dead Rising games. It's the tightest, best gameplay, just everything works in Dead Rising 3. I forget the guy using that. I can't remember his name. But it's an awesome game, though. But This one's just my personal favorite. Resident Evil 2, the remake. Awesome game, an actual remake, not just a little remastering. Obviously, you couldn't remaster this because it was a PlayStation game and an N64 game. It was cool, it was fun as hell. You can use Leon and Claire here. There's enough to where you beat it as one. It's enough different with the other person, which is nice. It looks really good. You know, they enhanced the thing so you can actually move and shoot, which you couldn't in the original. It's just really good. I want to play 3 as well. I know people soured on 3 a little bit because it's super short, and I guess it wasn't as good as this one. They didn't do as good a job. I don't know, but this one's really good. I'll pick up 3 at some point when it's cheap. I use Kingdom Hearts 3 still sealed. Thank you again to McLovin for this one. I've only played brief spurts of these games, testing them and stuff, but I've always been interested in. It looks cool. It's Square characters and Disney characters, and it's all like worlds from Disney movies and stuff. So it's definitely one I'm looking to check out. It's still shrink wrap for sure. Thank you again. Here's the other one from McLovin, the Harry Potter collection. Thank you again. This is another remaster of the 2 that came out on the 360 and PS3. I wanted this too because I wanted to play these again because these games were awesome. These are some of my favorite LEGO games. When it comes to LEGO games, if like you're super into the source material, you're gonna have just a field day playing them. You can enjoy them so much. Like this one, the Star Wars, the Indiana Jones, I loved. Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Jurassic Park as well. I never got super into LEGO Batman ones, but they were enjoyable. Same thing with Pirates of the Caribbean, and like the Marvel ones. I only played one of the Marvel ones. I didn't play it full, but I can't wait to crack into this too. So like I said, I got a bunch of stuff now to play. Thank you again. Got the final stack here. There's a Rise of the Tomb Raider. Cool Tomb Raider game. It's the second one in like the newer series of them. I want to pick up Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I like, out of the 3, the Shadow of the Tomb Raider is my favorite. Eventually I'll pick that up. I did play it on Game Pass. This one's good too. I originally wasn't going to get this, but I think I mentioned in my pickups. I actually wanted Revelations 2, but they didn't have it. They only had the case. Because I looked in the case and I'm like, this is the first one. So I went back in and I'm like, I gotta choose something else now, so I chose this. I actually want to pick up some of the DLC for this. It always goes on sale, but it was a really cool game. This is very similar to the first one. The third one, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, is different environments and stuff. This one has very similar environments to the first one. But still really good. It looks good and plays good. The tombs are always fun. They're like puzzles and stuff, the challenge tombs. Here's South Park The Fractured But Whole. This is a Steelbook edition that has Season Pass and some like postcards. I actually picked this up. I had beaten the game. I had rented it from Gamefly. But this was like, ended up, I think I got it for like $15 new. I'm like, you know what? I didn't play the DLC, which I enjoyed. I think it's this actually has the Stick of Truth in here as well, which is also good. I like this one better. Stick of Truth was Final Fantasy turn-based. This one's like Gladius style, you know, a grid. Not Gladius style, but it's on a grid. And it's cool. If you're into South Park, you're gonna love this. It's that humor. It looks like a long episode of the show, you know. There's stuff to collect and stuff. I forget what I was gonna say. Oh, the 2. I can't remember what they were called. One takes place in like camp. It's like almost like a Friday the 13th thing, and the other one takes place in Casa Bonita. And you only use certain characters in each one. But it's a really cool game. Like I said, if you're into South Park, you're gonna love this. Here's the Evil Within 2. I still don't know who sent this one, but thank you to whoever did. I've not played it yet. It's another one I want to get into, though. survival horror game. I like survival horror games, so I'm trying to pick up as many as possible for the system, so that's why I got Man of Medan 2, part of the reason too, and that's why I grabbed Resident Revelations 2 as well, so and you guys have helped with this one and another one which I'll show in a few minutes, but like I said, it's another one I need to crack into as well, so it's not a game I need to play, but I'm excited to play it because I like survival horror, and I've heard this one is a decent amount better than the original one, which I only played some of the original one, and admittedly I got annoyed at a part, so I stopped playing. So, I mean, I guess you kind of need to, I don't know if you need to play the first, but whatever. Thank you again for that. This is one of my favorite games on the system. Sunset Overdrive. This is actually by Insomniac Games. They broke away from Sony briefly, and then I think went back and made Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man instead. For Sony, they're probably like, alright, I guess this game didn't sell well because this was like $5 new. This might have even been less than $5 new. It might have been like $4, which is almost a tragedy. It's why it's great because this game's incredible, but man, it's fun. It's, you know, you got Ratchet Clank type weapons, similar to like Infamous. You can shoot across like the wires and stuff, like kind of skateboard on them or whatever, grind them, I guess. It's just over the top. It looks gorgeous, like bright, nice visuals. Yeah, it's a really cool game. Buzz Osborne from the Melvins is in it too, for a little bit. And you fight some crazy bosses and stuff. It's really good. It's just pure fun, this game, and that's what's so cool. Pick it up if you haven't. You'll probably still be able to get it for a couple bucks new. I guess it just didn't sell through the roof, which is too bad because it's awesome and it's an exclusive. That and Dead Rising 3 might be my personal favorite exclusives for the system. Syberia 3, haven't played it yet. Enjoyed the original Syberia. It's more of that, I guess. You know, it's a point-and-click adventure like King's Quest or whatever. I need to play it on top of all the other games I have, but eventually. Thank you again to Shadow Cat Fox. This is Call of Cthulhu, another survival horror game. I've been playing this one actually a decent amount. It's enjoyable. I may do another gameplay of this. I'm not sure yet because I did the gameplay the other night, and like 10 minutes later, it opened up more where I was doing more of like the game's like unique kind of mechanics and stuff. Because you can like reconstruct scenes, like crime scenes, like you go into this little weird kind of hallucination type thing. I'm in like an insane asylum now because the shit went down, and everybody thinks you're nuts. I'm trying to escape, so it's got puzzle elements too. I gotta avoid. It's stealthy now too. I gotta avoid the guards while picking up stuff to like, you know, pick up the crank to do this, you know, survival horror type stuff. This game's kind of unique though. It has a different feel because it's not like, it hasn't been like combat yet. It's just been you finding clues about stuff, kind of exploring and whatever. It's enjoyable. I'm liking it, so I can't wait to keep playing it for sure. And, thank you again. Here's Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy dual pack. Oh, do they have 2 discs in here? No, they don't. These are cool to play. Me and my fiance play these. It's fun. You can play them online as well. But if you like Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune, it's there. They don't have like actually Alex Trebek or Pat Sajak or anything like that, but it's still fun. Although Jeopardy will cycle through similar questions, same questions and playthroughs, which kind of sucks. But they're both nice, fun, good little fun to have, you know. But yeah, check them out if you're into like game show type games for sure. It's a nice change of pace from like all the, you know, crazier games you'll probably be playing on your system. Here's the Trine Ultimate Collection. It's got the 4 Trine games. We've completed 1 and 2. We played a bunch of 4 first, but now we beat these 2 and we're playing 3 at the moment. 3's a little bit of a departure from the other ones. Has like an overworld characters. Was it like Zoya, Amadeus, and Pontius, Knight? Kind of like a archer, I guess, a stealthy thief, and the wizard. It's cool. They all have their different abilities, and you gotta kind of use them to do stuff. It can be frustrating in these games. And in 3, we're in a cool-looking area. Yeah, it's like you're in a book, but it just like constantly glitches. Your characters go flying all over the place. My fiance's character was just stuck in midair, like a mile in the air almost. That's so frustrating. These games all are extremely gorgeous. They have a really cool look to them. They can be a little frustrating, at times, but they are fun to play. And it's nice to have this. This was actually part of the 4 for $20, and it was sealed when we got it. But definitely pick them up if you're into kind of side-scrolling type games, and co-op as well. Here's a great game, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Love it. Played the hell out of it. Played both DLCs. Loved them. The Blood and Wine DLC is like longer than most games. And it was only like, I got it on sale, but even at full price is $20. But Geralt is a great character here. A lot of good characters in this game. Very like mature storylines and stuff. The combat's fun. You gotta potion up and oil up your blades before going to battle. The strategy. Great story. Great environment. It's just a really, really good game. Great open world game. A lot of cool enemies as well. I can't wait for Cyberpunk 2077 because it's the same guys who made these, so. I mean, obviously it's not going to be the same kind of. It's going to be an open world game, but I'm sure they'll do a great job with it, and so I'm excited to play it. But this is an awesome game, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. There's a Gears of War Ultimate Edition and a Rare Replay dual pack. These are both their own discs. They're both in there. Gears of War Ultimate Edition is just a remaster of the original Gears of War. A lot of nostalgia in that. And it has airy because I was playing it and I asked someone, I did a part, I'm like, this is not familiar, and I asked someone like, oh yeah, they added in parts from the PC version, so that was cool as well. So there was some different stuff in there, like you fight a Brumac at one point, so that was cool. Classic game, Gears of War, very nostalgic. Good combat, good like shooting and combat with the cover system and everything. Rare Replay is just a collection of rare games over the years from like the Spectrum or the Vectrix, NES, Genesis, N64, and Xbox 360 and Xbox. I don't think there's any Super Nintendo games on here because they did the 3 Donkey Kong countries, which Nintendo still owns the rights to, so those aren't on here. GoldenEye's not on here, which sucks. You got Cobra Triangle for the NES, which is awesome. No Captain Skyhawk though. All the 360 games grabbed by the Ghoulies from the Xbox. N64, you got Conquer, Jet Force Gemini, both Banjo-Kazooies, and Blast Corps, which is another really good game. It's a nice compilation of games. If you're into rare games, it's good to have. Here we got a King's Quest and the complete collection. It's just all the episodes. Another good looking game. It's a point and click game. You gotta figure out what you're doing and stuff. Puzzles and stuff like that. It's cool. I think we got this. We got the system. I think we're only on chapter 2. And we really need to go back and play this as well. There's so many games I have to go back and play. It's crazy. It's Valkyria Chronicles 4. Love the original. Never played the 2 and 3 because they're on the Vita. I might pick them up at some point. I'm not the Vita, the PSP, but I might pick them up because you can download them on the Vita. And they're like $10. This one's awesome though. It was so great. I'm maybe like 4 or 5 hours into this as well. The art style's awesome. It's like a painting. It's another good strategy game like Gladius, except you're on like a fun. You have like medics and grenadiers and engineers and regular scout troopers, shock troopers as well, I should say, and scouts. It's a cool, very cool strategy game. I need to get back into this as well. This is another game that's very cheap now. And the music's great. They actually use music from the original game, and I love the soundtrack for the original, so I'm pretty sure the person who did the soundtrack of these games, or at least this one and the first one, did the soundtrack for Odin Sphere. Has a very different, similar sound, but really good game. Can't wait to get back into this as well. It's Call of Duty World War II. This is them bringing it back after, a decent amount of games without World War II. I really enjoyed this a bit. It looks incredible. You get some known actors in here. The campaign was fun. It was a little different. There was a part where you had to wear a disguise and stuff, and kind of infiltrate an area to get stuff. I need to play it again though. I feel like I missed out on a lot in terms of achievements and stuff, but it was a really good, intense game for sure. I didn't know how much I'd enjoy it, but I actually enjoyed it quite a bit. Alright, we got the final two. Here's a Doom. This one I got at a garage sale maybe last year, a year ago. It was like $5. I'm like, I'm picking it up for my collection. I played a little bit of this when I downloaded it off of Game Pass a while back. I need to go back to this as well, because this is straight. This is like old school Doom. Like, your one gun just has infinite ammo. You're running around like your guy moves at insane speeds. Enemies everywhere, just going nuts. You're finding keys and stuff to get to different areas. Looks great. Plays great. I need to get back into it. The last game here is a game I really enjoyed. Did a review on this one as well. It's Final Fantasy 15. Awesome game. Let's see if I remember their names. You got Noctis. Noctis is the main guy. Gladios. Gladiol. I forget what they call him. They call him Gladio, I think, but he's like Gladiolus. Ignis is this guy. And Prompto is him. It's actually a really cool game. It's kind of a nice dynamic between the four characters because they're all really good friends. The game world's great. You drive around in your car. You pick up like old Final Fantasy tunes that you could listen to from other Final Fantasy games. The combat's fun. It's not a turn-based combat. You're like, I think you have like a meter. It's been a while, but you can run around. You do attacks, and your thing's gotta fill you do another attack. A lot of cool enemies. The soundtrack in this is phenomenal as well. Some people didn't like this. I actually liked it quite a bit, and they all have their own episodes. I downloaded the Prompto one, but they have these two, and the bad guy also has one as well, which is actually supposed to be pretty good. But I really liked the game graphically. It looked good. I liked the combat. The game world was very good. The soundtrack was great. Some people didn't like it. I actually really liked it quite a bit. But, yeah, that is my, I don't know how many games I have, maybe like 30-something, 31 or 32 game collections, some of which, that boost came from you guys, so thank you very much again. I need to sing time